if anybody has a topic they want to talk about, raise their hand.
Right.
Amanda Q.
Speak only when you raise your hand.
Well, I just got back from South America. I went to Panama for 6 days, and I flew down there, flew to this little desolate island, only had 1,000 people there, and it's just, I just want to bring up the fact about how much we take our lives for granted, because down there, you know, they were telling me, I was telling them the resort I was going to, and they're like, oh, you don't want to stay there, it's really expensive to get there by a taxi. I was like, well, how much is it? They're like $3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
my gosh. They don't have roads there. They're fighting with their government right now for roads. No one has cars. They're lucky to have a pair of shoes and maybe 2 outfits.
That's crazy.
And we complain about not having enough money to go shopping or to go on vacation or, you know, anything.
You can thank General Noriega for that. I think, wasn't he drug trafficking through Panama and the CIA and everything?
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm just saying it's not his fault. But my point is, it's just poor nation and
exactly, and just the value. But you know, the funny thing is that I realized I saw this family. They had no door, no windows. It's really hot there, so they don't need them. So I could see inside their house. There were 6 kids sitting on the floor. They had 1 bed in there, like a twin-size bed. And they were all just sitting there, and the youngest kid was running around naked, pushing a canner out with a broom. That was what he was doing for fun. And I looked at him, and I was really sad. I was really upset about it. But at the same time, they were happy because they don't know anything else. You know?
Well, they say they did a little report on 2020 about a year ago where they said who are the happiest people in the world, and they found that the people in Denmark, in Singapore, and then the poorest people in the world live on the Ganges River in India. You know, India's a population of 1 billion people, and those people, there's they say 1 million people in a 10-block radius or something. You know, right, because they're just so and they're on the Ganges River. But they're the happiest people in the world because they have a sense of camaraderie and whatever. I don't think any of them have even a penny, you know.
No,
and some of those Slumdog Millionaire kids came out of those kind of places.
And they're so much more appreciative of what they do have.
Well, what do you think the factor is that makes these people the happiest people in the world?
I think
because the elimination of greed. They don't have greed. They don't have the.
Well, they don't have the luxury of dreaming about greed like we do, you know? I mean, don't forget, we all live in a big city. It's an expensive city. We all have good things. We eat at good restaurants most of the time, or at least reasonably good places, or we go out clubbing, and, you know, some of us drive a fast sports car. Danny. I mean, yeah, because she picked me up last week in a fast sports car.
Oh, yeah, I definitely
But,
Buick, yeah.
but my point is, they don't even have the luxury of dreaming about the excesses that people do today. We live in a nation where people make $10 million a day. There are people in this country that make $10 to $100 million a day. Those people, their whole city doesn't make $10 million in a year. So you know, you have to understand, this is what I meant. You know, you can't be afraid of what the world is and where it's going and what people really are.
But is it really is it a luxury that they don't get to experience the luxury of the greed and the money, or is it more of a blessing? Because I mean, we're so obsessed with money. It's always about, oh, my neighbor got this huge big screen TV, I want to get a big screen TV. Oh, my friend got this new car, I want to get a new car.
And I mean,
you know?
I haven't been happier than I was there, walking outside in nature, not worrying about my cell phone didn't work there, I didn't have internet, I had nothing, and I've never been so stress-free and happy.
It's a blessing.
I need to go through it without my phone.
I know. It's impossible nowadays.
You know, it's not an easy decision to make.
Separating your needs from your wants. You said, was it Panama?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because here we're all obsessed with what we want. There, they need food, they need clothing. You said the child was naked. I mean,
what they need.
Yeah, there's a difference between wants and needs, and I think people tend to forget about what it is you need and what it is you want, and to prioritize.
Paulina, I think you hit the crux of what civilization should be about and is about. You know, this is the fine line of balance between socialism and you know, free market economies. I mean, they're 2 opposite ends of the spectrum.